AGM. She asked members to be attentive and also encourage them to participate in the proceedings, expressing best wishes for a successful meeting. Item 4, rebranding and launching of new products and services, serious Caribbean images. That was the presenter. The launching and rebranding of National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union new products and services was done in a form of a PowerPoint presentation by Mrs. Miguel Edwin. Serious Caribbean Images representative reference was made to the following points. Media jingles in English and Patois dialect increase the corporate image of the credit union. Questionnaires, feedback on members, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, and suggestion for improvement. Business cards for the manager and loans officer, official letterhead, flyers, posters, informing members of the benefits of the Family Indemnity Plan, FIP. Step by step, the introduction of accounts designed specifically for minors ages 0 to 16 years. And the feature address was by Mr. Augustus Cuddy. Item 5. Mr. Cuddy expressed his pleasure to the credit union for affording him the opportunity to address the gathering and also being able to share with management, staff, members in the joy of the accomplishment. Thus far, 14 years of service, 14 years of survival amidst the turmoil and prevailing global crisis. We go to page 10. He focused on the global economic crisis and elaborated on the financial crisis facing the world today, which he said was largely due to the bad financial practices of big banks in the United States of America and the lack of proper regulation from the relevant financial regulatory authorities, which has landed the US and the rest of the world in the mess that we are in today. He further stated that in the time of need, people usually get creative and people have historically responded to the imperfect access to credit markets with their own initiatives. In countries like St. Lucia, Susu, and Beja were formed as means by which poor people attempted to liberate themselves from economic bondage. It may be said that the cooperative credit union movement was born from the bowels of these early initiatives. Members were reminded that they are part of that proof that people can help themselves and do help themselves, not only in the trivial ways but also in the most consequential of ways. Members were also encouraged to continue investing in the credit union because there is not as great an emphasis on the collateral security in securing credit from the credit unions as there would be with a commercial bank. Also, apart from the real investment opportunities which credit unions offer over commercial banks, credit unions also provide members with a glorious opportunity to contribute in development of the communities. In conclusion, Mr. Kide also once again congratulated management, staff, and members on the achievement of 14 years of existence and urged the gathering to be cognizant of the changes presently taking place globally and the consequences of these changes on our economy. Adjournment of lunch. The meeting adjourned for lunch at 12:45 p.m. and resumed at 3:05 p.m. under the chairmanship of President Simon Leon. The closed session, ascertainment of quorum. The Secretary, Mr. Kenneth Villet, confirmed that the meeting was duly constituted with a total of over 100 members present. The list of registered attendees is attached for reference. He then read the minutes of the 12th Annual General Meeting held on Sunday, July 1st, 2007. Item 2 on page 10, Reading and approval of minutes of the 12th AGM. A motion that the minutes of the 12th Annual General Meeting to be taken as read was moved by Mrs. Eusebia Jean-Baptiste and seconded by Mr. Samson Eugene. Page 11. Item 2.2, errors and omissions. Page 9. Any other business? The name Eliza spelled incorrectly should read Uzelta. Take note. Item 3, confirmation of minutes. The minutes were confirmed by majority of the attendees. 3.1, matters arising from the minutes. Page 6 of the annual report, last paragraph. A member inquired as to the requirements for the payment of dividends. In response, Mr. Egbert Stevens from the Cooperative Department stated that in accordance with the Section 19(3) of the Cooperative Societies Act, not less than 25% of the society's net surplus of 15 of the members' shares and deposits and 10% of liability in reserves must be maintained before dividends can be paid. Page 28, table delinquency at 21%. A member wanted to know what was being done about the rate of delinquency. The meeting was informed that reviews of the collection policy along with a collection officer were implemented. Defaulting members are contacted via the telephone. Subsequently, 3 consecutive letters are sent to the members before court action is taken against them. Also, from 2004-2005, the delinquency rate has decreased. However, some delinquent loans need to be written off as they are uncollectible. Item 3.13. Page 18 of the audited financial statement provisions for bad debt. Another member wanted to know why provisions for bad debt. The meeting was informed that the law requires that the provisions be made for bad debts. Adoption, confirmation of reports. The Board of Directors, item 4.1. The report was presented by Secretary Mr. Kenneth Hille as detailed in the 2007-2008 annual report, page 10 to 15. A motion for the adoption of the report of the Board of Directors was moved by Mr. Thaddeus Fontenot and second by Mr. Clement Bill. Page 12, Credit Committee. The report was presented by Mr. Kenneth Hille as detailed in 2007 and 2008 annual report, pages 16 to 24. A motion was moved by Mr. Leonard Esna to adopt the Credit Committee's report and seconded by Mr. Albert St. Catherine. Treasurer's report. The report was also presented by Mr. Kenneth Hille as detailed in 2007 and 2008 annual report, pages 27 to 28. A motion for the adoption of the Treasurer's report was moved by Mrs. Diana Sherwin and seconded by Mr. Morrison Montour. Item 5, remarks by Cooperative Department Representative Mr. Egbert Stevens, Cooperative Officer assigned to National Farmers and General Cooperative Credit Union, that addressed the gathering and made reference to the following: failure to hold the AGM within the stipulated time frame, violation of requirements, non-functioning supervisory committee, need for some kind of education to explain to the members the implementation of permanent shares, non-matrix of membership activities, numbers of directors, committee meetings held during the year, and respective members' attendance at these meetings in the 2007 and 2008 annual report. Mr. Stevens concluded by affirming his department's commitment to support and direct the National Farmers and General Workers Cooperative Credit Unions. He also urged staff and members to work hand in hand in order to decrease delinquency and increase profitability. 5.1. Auditor's report. The auditor's report, Auditor Mr. Mario Lendo read the report as detailed in 2007 and 2008 annual report, pages 30 to 51. Comments. The report focused on management's responsibility financial statements, audit responsibility, reservations, and presented a final opinion. Reference was made to the following: 5.2. Loans and savings, provisions for loans impairment, capital investment, interest rate on loan from St. Lucia Cooperative Link. Page 13. Substantial withdrawal of funds also by NFTU in 2008. 5.2. Nonetheless, it was highlighted that the financial statements in all material aspects were a true statement of the financial position of the national farmers for the period under review. Results of the operation and cash flows for the year 2007 and 2008 were prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. A motion was moved for the adoption of the auditor's report by Mr. Leonard Esnat, seconded by Mr. Francil Dwakasing, and carried by the majority. Election of officers, 5.3. Vacancies on the governing committees were Board of Directors, 4 positions, Credit Committees, 2 positions, Supervisory Committee, 3 positions. 5.3. Mr. Egbert Stevens from the Cooperative Department read out the rules governing the elections of the officers and also assisted in conducting the elections. And we see the exhibit, election results. Mr. Polius, Robert Rosary, Bonnie Poyal, Board of Directors, Mr. Julius Polius, Johnny Fontenot, Thaddeus Fontenot, and Elias Tench. Credit Committee, Robert Rosary, Francis Charles, Mr. MacArthur Jean-Baptiste, Bonnie Poyal, Yusef Damoshiri, and Leonard Esnat. We move to 5.4 on page 13. Appointment of auditor. The membership indicated they were not satisfied with the performance of the auditor, Mr. Mario Lendo. The firm of Trinity and Associates was appointed as the auditing firm for the ensuing year. 5.5. Any other business? The staff were recognized and awarded in recognition of their lividity, loyalty, dedication, commitment, and service to national farmers over the years. The prizes for the raffle conducted at the meeting were donated by national farmers and General Cooperative Credit Union and won by the following persons. Page 14. Exhibit 2, prizes and winners. Day pass for 2 at Coconut Bay Resorts, Diana Sherwin, winner. Agricultural inputs valued at $500 EC, Virginia Tellian, winner. Deposit $200 on account at National Farmers, winner Francil Dwakasing. And food hampers, 6 food hampers. Volita Blanchard, Alicia Fontenelle, Maudie Noel, Leonard Esna, Joseph Ephraim, and Lincoln O'Brien. AF Balmore gift vouchers valued at $75 each, won by 3 persons: Morella Silis, Francis Charles, and Janice Montoot. Southern Taxi, gas vouchers valued at $50 each, 4 persons, 4 winners: Ron Joseph, Marilyn Foden, Februna Jerif, and Trevor King. Vote of thanks, 5.6. Mr. MacArthur Jean-Baptiste expresses gratitude to the guest speaker, Mr. Augustus Kadeh, for his acceptance to the address, the annual general meeting representative of Serious Caribbean Images for the presentation of
page by page, beginning with page 8. Okay, page 9. Matters arising, page 9. Matters arising, page 10. Matters arising, page 11. Matters arising, page 12. Matters arising, page 13. Matters arising, page 14. Given that no matters arising, we consider this agenda item completed. Members, I need to give an apology for the fact that this report was not circulated to members ahead of today, because I'm wondering whether there may be a reason why we're not getting a more, stronger response to the report. We are going to something because yes, sir. So the duty of directors of the organization are not executed. So according to the many fundamental says it should be circulated 10 days before the AGM. So right now, I don't know you are going for further participation and really comment. Yeah. At the same time, we are progressing by not doing the right thing. Yes, and I'm also claiming, I'm also blaming your company for this to allow this to happen. And I'm hoping in the future that this will never happen again. Okay. Yes. We take note of that. Okay, we continue with our agenda, and we will be reading and adopting a number of reports. Any of the credit committee report of the auditor's report. We will begin with the Board of Directors report. And as far as your document is concerned, it begins on page 15. Yes, sir.
Just a clarification, members' comment. The act does state that the financial statements should be in circulation at least 10 days. And from reports of the manager, that wasn't available at the site. Yes, it was. He said, so I came to site and I saw it. So if members did not come and to site and get a copy, the financial statements, not the agent booklet, we ask that the financial statements be available. Well, the manager appreciates that. Like, no.
Okay, thank you very much. Any points of clarification? Okay. But Mr. Foyer, we take note of your concern. I think it's a legitimate one. And I think we'll try our next time around to stick to the rules and conform. We had some challenges going forward, but that is not the excuse. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Board of Directors report of the 15th annual report of the Board of Directors for the financial year ending December 21st, 2009. Introduction. National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union was able to achieve a much improved performance in 2009 when compared to the previous year. From a governance standpoint, we were able to appoint a three-person education committee that comprised of Mrs. Diana Sheridan, Mrs. Nicola Velas, and Mrs. Nuru Nigeria. However, serious illness to one member of the supervisory committee, which is a committee that we also appointed, limited that committee's function. And I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Boyer organization achieved growth and a strong performance in its financial operations. Improvements over the previous period were reported in the areas of total assets, cash investment, member shares, members' deposits, loans, net income, and members' equity. Notably, the implementation of the permanent shares concept will certainly help in stabilizing the organization's financial position. There was also a significant drop in the levels of expenses and loan delinquency. It is important to note that members continue to demonstrate a growing interest in the trusted services that the organization provides. There is increased subscription to the FIP and the possibility for paying utility bills. National farmers continue to exercise social responsibility through contributions to new causes like environment home and the St. Louis Hospital Reconstruction Fund. While appreciable gains were made in key indicator areas, the growth in membership 2% over 2008 needs to be substantially improved in the coming year if the expected growth is to be realized. Governance. At the 13th and 14th annual general meeting of the trade union held in July 12, 2009, Mrs. Polius, U.S. Polius, Lieutenant Charles Continental, and J.D. Continental were elected into office. 3 directors were still unfinished terms, namely Mrs. Wright Continental, Peterson and Charles, and all around the world. The board of directors assumed office in August 2009 at their first meeting at the members of the confidence forum. So Exhibit 3 giving the members and his decision. U.S. Police President, Vice Secretary, J.D. Continental, Assistant Secretary, Patrick Continental, Vice President, Wright Continental, Treasurer, Honda Antoine, Assistant Treasurer, Peterson and Charles, Director. Financial performance. The board of directors continued its goal of strengthening the institution by continuing its application of prudent and sound management practices. Performances and activities of the credit union business were evaluated by the monthly board of directors meeting. The credit union continues to grow despite the many challenges that have been faced with. The following table provides a comparative analysis of our year-to-year performance for the past 4 years in some key areas of management. And the table is self-explanatory. Generally, we see a growth from 2006 going upwards, a continuous growth pattern. Staffing. Credit union operates with a staff of 12 persons. The directives and the policies of the board of directors. Exhibit 4 gives the listing of the staff members and their position. Training and development. In an attempt to keep up to date with the industry and to provide better services to membership, we must educate and train our staff. Hence, we must expose our staff to external training by professionals in the relevant fields. On May 1, 2009, staff attended a monthly workshop entitled Staff Development and Customer Service. Supervision and regulation. The proposed single regulatory unit, SRB, established by the monitoring and supervision of financial institutions, including credit unions, is on stream to be implemented in 2010. It is expected that the implementation of the SRB will necessitate changes in the way we have been doing business, along with the costs. Anti-money laundering regulations. The National Farmers Credit Union under the law has the legal obligation to adhere to the anti-money laundering regulation. We try to ensure that our membership is in compliance with the requirements of the regulation by carrying out requirements as mandated under the Act. For example, asking persons to declare the source of funds when necessary. We have the legal duty to report any suspicious activity to the financial authority or the case. Credit union services. Life savings and loan protection insurance, LP/LS. The National Farmers offers its membership insurance protection on loans and savings, QQL, payment of utility bills. For the members whose time is limited, the provision of this service is convenient as considered bills can be paid simultaneously for the transactions. Payments of electricity bills over the year amounted to some 74,742 $13, including the commission of about $539 on this transaction. Scholarship. During the year review, one new scholarship was added to the list, that is Diana J.D.A. She attends the St. Louis Family. Altogether, in 2009, the credit union supported 4 students and made a contribution of $6,000 to the students. Donations. The National Farmers during the year also honored its role as a food cooperative. In light of this, we made donations to a number of schools, community groups, and underprivileged. St. Bishop, the St. Louis Hospital, and the Marion Group. Total donation made during the year amounted to $11,840.40. Future direction. As we seek to achieve some measure of growth in the coming years, the organization shall endeavor to improve on the quality and range of products offered to members. Included among those shall be regional dairy card service, special products for members 50 years and over, checking account, and an internal deposit box. Permanent shares. By resolution passed at the 2016 hearing, it was agreed to implement permanent shares. At the 2007-2008 AGM, the Board of Directors proposed that dividend be paid at 2.25%, which will be transferred to permanent shares. On September 1st, 2009, permanent shares were officially implemented. To date, a total sum of $187,353 have been accumulated in that fund of permanent shares. Conclusion. In spite of the effects of the global financial meltdown, the credit union has demonstrated remarkable resilience and achieved a measure of growth during the past year. We anticipate a continuation in strength with stronger growth in the future. Whether it's providing loans to help members cover unexpected expenses, offering a better solution on digital financing, or giving financial advice as a trusted friend, the credit union is here to make a difference for our members and the communities we serve. The Board of Directors would like to express sincere appreciation to the manager and staff whose dedication and commitment has been the driving force And just leave the mic out there so that you can pass.
My point is looking at I just quickly looking at the report, and I think we are putting it based on what that young lady asked. If you could indicate in your report somewhere as to the performance of the directors, how they are able to whether they have been attending meetings and doing what they're supposed to. This is something I'm sure the representative of the corporate sector would advise, and that is something that is necessary to put within the report. And I quickly, I just want to know the point that is not.
I think it's good. And I think it's a matter that we did last year. When you read this last year, but the statistics of attendance of meetings and whatnot, we do have that. It's just that I think we did not remove it to be able to get into the report. But no, I think it's a local observation. I think it's relevant in the report to at least the persons who are putting directors, they know a bit about their performance. Because I think that if we're talking about role power, we're talking about role, performance has to be the feedback, and we need to know what the directors are doing. So that when we report back to you, it's just not to be the global thing, what you see in there, but you know how this is performed. I think it's a good one.
Chairman, can you please elaborate more on prominent shares and ordinary shares?
Elaborate more.
Prominent shares and ordinary shares. That's the difference. Page 19.
is, however, the most stubborn of these challenges. The NF and GWCCU will continue its collection policy in an effort to further reduce the bad debt situation. In 2008, provision for bad debt was $210,627 as compared to a recovery of $148,875 in 2009. A positive sign for the credit union. Delinquency affects all members and the organization. Delinquency also increases operating costs, reduce our surplus and thus the payments of dividends and patronage refunds, as well as negatively impacting on the other things we do or can do, such as providing scholarships and others, assets and liabilities. Notwithstanding the challenges, we continue to experience growth in almost all areas of our operations, as is manifested in the following increases: shares by 6%, members' deposits by 8%, loans by 9%, and an overall increase in assets by 9% as compared to the 1.16% in 2008. Cash and bank balances increased by 40% in 2009 compared to 2008. We also realized significant increases in investments of 10% in 2008. Income statement. Revenue increased by $1,298,227 or 0.63% compared to $1,306,503 in 2008. Total expense for the year in review reduced from $1,069,503 to $837,635 this is due to a recovery of funds from delinquent members. The net income increased from $274,809 in 2008 to $512,873 in 2009, an increase of 87%. Acknowledgements. I express my sincere thanks to the management and staff for their continued dedication and hard work towards the continued success of our credit union, and also to the members for their loyalty over the years.
Any other comments on the credit report? Okay, we move on to the credit committee report. The chairman of the credit committee I mentioned earlier is Dr. State, that's Mr. Agapa Jabati. So Mr. Anthony Samuel will present the credit committee's report. Sorry, I'm going a little ahead of my head. I want to move on adoption of the treasury report. Somebody move for that? Second. Ready? Thank you.
During the period under review, a total of 1,189 loans were approved to the sum of $8,218,371.93. Of these, personal loans are for most approvals with 668, or 56% valued at $2,053,270.67. Cash covered loans are a very common feature in this category. Other significant categories were households with 155 approvals, or 13% valued at $1,733,907. Transportation with 95 approvals, or 8%, valued at $1,505,972. And business with 46 approvals, or 5.5%, valued at $767,086. Table 5 shows loans by categories with values and percentages. Agriculture, we have $352,176.80. Percentage of amount 4.3%. Number of loans 54. Percentage of loans 4.5%. Business $767,086. Percentage amount 9.3. Total number of loans approved 66. sorry. Medical, we have 56,969. Percentage 0.7. Total number of loans 20. Percentage 2%. Personal loans, we have 2,003,270.67. Percentage amount was 25%. We had a total of 668 loans approved. Percentage of loans 50%. Transportation, $1,505,972. Percentage amount 18%. Total number